एनडीटीवी ऑटो शो पर आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट मुग्धा मिश्रा और आज मैं हूं एस्टन मार्टिन वांटेज के साथ, जिसका रिव्यू आपके लिए जल्द ही लेकर आऊंगी। सबसे पहले शायद आप उसे हमारे YouTube चैनल पर देख पाएं एनडीटीवी ऑटो, तो उसे सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर कर लीजिए। और अब बात करते हैं आज के शो की, जहाँ पर सबसे पहले आपके लिए लेकर आ रहे हैं टोयोटा वेलफायर, जिसे रिव्यू कर रहे हैं किंगसुक दत्ता।
Now there's no mistaking the panel van design on the Velfire, but the front end with the rather bold and in-your-face chrome-laden grille lends a butch road presence. The slim LED headlights and DRLs, along with the comically big housing for the fog lights, make for an unmistakable design. Also interesting is the chrome kink on the B-pillar, which adds a touch of premiumness to the Velfire. Viewed from side, the breadbox design is plain as day for everyone to see. And at the rear is a V-shaped taillight console along with the executive lounge lettering. The overall look may not be exciting, but it isn't boring either. The model is built on Toyota's modular TNGA-K platform and is just under 5 meters in length with a massive 3-meter wheelbase, which means there's tons of space inside.
Alright, so let me quickly talk to you about the features that the rear passengers get on the Toyota Velfire, starting with this sunblind, electric sunblind for your privacy needs, right? And to block the harsh sun. The seats themselves are so comfortable, so sumptuous. You can just like sink into those seats after a long, hard day of work. And of course, you can recline the seats as much as you want. The seats are climatically controlled as well, so you can heat them, you can cool them. All the controls are here. And if you want to sip on your coffee or any beverage of your choice, press a button here. This nice neat cup holder just pops out. You have these individual mobile phone tablet sort of things with which you can control the climate and the seat position. Also, if you want to control the shades, you can do that from here as well. So there you go, you can control the sunshades from here, and we'll just close it for now. Apart from that, you have all the features, JBL speakers, you have roof mounted individual sunblinds. If I just move it here, there you go. This sunshades open up for the roof. It's very nice, it's practical also. So if you don't want the entire sunroof to be open, you can just pop the sunshade off your individual roof, right? It's a nice clever touch. Drop down screen here, and the problem with this is not touch compatible, so you can't just go reach out to the screen and start touching buttons and adjust things here. So that's one slight miss I feel there is in terms of features, but overall the kind of comfort, the kind of features that this car has, it's commendable and it's so comfortable. So another clever touch that Toyota offers for the middle row passengers on the Velfire is that you just remove this armrest and out comes this nice nifty table, and you can keep it like this, you can keep it like this, and you can open it and keep your tablets or mobile phones and watch something on your screen. And well, if I were to turn, you also have a nice mirror here. So yes, a really nifty touch by Toyota on the Velfire.
The third row of seats will keep an adult comfy for a short and not so long rides, but the access to the third row could be better. The Velfire gets a 2.5 litre inline 4-cylinder engine that makes 190.4 horsepower at 6000 rpm. The peak torque output is 240 Newton meters. Now the powertrain is a petrol strong hybrid unit, and that means despite the size and heft, the Velfire is astoundingly efficient with a 19.28 kilometers per litre figure.
It's a car that is meant to take you from point A to point B in utmost comfort, and that's what the Toyota Velfire does really well. So if you want to spend like long hours driving this car, you'll be very comfortable. The front seats themselves, they are cooled and heated, and you have an electric adjustment for that. Along with that, the driving dynamics of the Velfire, the moment you step on the throttle, the moment you punch the throttle, the Velfire feels really quick, and the ride quality is more comfort oriented, which means if you go over undulations or if you take turns at pace, then you're going to feel the body roll because this is a big car. So yeah, in terms of ride quality, it's nice, it's plush, but if you want to make quick direction changes, then of course you'll feel the body roll. It will take time. Overall driving dynamics, not exactly engaging I would say, but comfortable nonetheless.
The Velfire, being a strong hybrid electric vehicle, it has a dedicated EV mode with limited range, but the good part is that the drive is nice and quiet even with the engine on. Although, if you do floor the throttle, you're met with a nice growl from the engine. The Velfire gets Toyota's Safety Sense package, which combines active and passive safety features like lane trace assist, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitor, pre-collision safety, 6 airbags, and a variety of electronic driver aids. Priced at 1,33 lakh rupees for the VIP Executive Lounge trim, the Toyota Velfire is definitely expensive.
Alright, so this is what the Toyota Velfire life is all about, right? Yes, the Toyota Velfire is eye-wateringly expensive, but the presence that it offers on the road is unparalleled because of the way it looks, and its panel van construction means it offers you more space than say a luxury sedan or a luxury SUV, and the kind of features that the Toyota Velfire offers, near best in class, right?
And before you start off, Mugdha, I have a question that is coming off straight from our viewers. What is it called? I mean, is it Sea Lion or is it Seal Iron?
Well, it's a valid question, but in my opinion, it's Sea Lion. Rolls off your tongue a little bit more easily, but it is based on Seal, on the same platform as Seal, which is E-Platform 3.0. So the confusion is understandable, but I think for ease of pronunciation, Sea Lion makes better sense. Let's talk about its dimensions. There's a difference between Seal and Sea Lion. This is definitely bigger and wider as well. This is over 4.8 meters and in length and over 1.9 meters in width.
And it is also taller, if I'm not wrong, roughly 1.6 meters tall, slightly more than that. And the wheelbase I see is long as well.
Yeah, it's at 2.9 meters, over 2.9 meters, so fairly long wheelbase. Sea Lion 7 दो वेरिएंट में आती है, प्रीमियम और परफॉर्मेंस। प्रीमियम वेरिएंट में रियर माउंटेड एक मोटर है, वहीं परफॉर्मेंस ऑल व्हील ड्राइव है, जहां पर 2 मोटर लगे हुए हैं, एक फ्रंट में और एक रियर में।
And you know what? The lower spec variant, which is the single motor variant, वहाँ पे आपको 19 इंच के alloy wheels मिलते हैं, whereas in this one you get 20 inches as standard.
But range सिंगल मोटर वाले की ज़्यादा है, क्योंकि ऑफ कोर्स सिंगल मोटर है, दोनों में बैटरी एक ही लगी हुई है, बट क्योंकि उसमें सिंगल मोटर है तो रेंज बेटर मिलती है। हालांकि परफॉर्मेंस जो है, पावर जो है वो थोड़ी कम हो जाती है, इसमें आपको पावर ज़्यादा मिलेगी। प्रीमियम वेरिएंट में 313 HP की पावर है और 380 Nm का टॉर्क, वहीं परफॉर्मेंस वेरिएंट में 530 HP की पावर मिलती है और पीक टॉर्क है 690 Nm।
आपको इसका डिजाइन कैसा लगा?
Actually, I was quite surprised when I saw it for the first time. पिक्चर्स पे उतनी बड़ी दिखती नहीं है जितनी ये एक्चुअली बड़ी है, और काफ़ी वेल एग्जीक्यूटेड कूपे SUV डिज़ाइन है इसका। टेल लैम्प्स के बारे में क्या ख्याल है तुम्हारा?
Now, based on the Ocean-like naming philosophy, they are also called Ocean Horizon tail lamps, and they're pretty wide, I have to say, and they go very well with the overall design. So, I think मुझे तो काफ़ी सही लगे.
This 4.5S denotes the time this dual motor Sea Lion takes in going from 0 to 100 kph। और अगर आपको लगेज की फिक्र है तो वो भी बता दूं, यहाँ पर आपको 500 लीटर का बूट स्पेस मिल जाता है, और फ्रंक भी है इसमें करीब 50 लीटर का,
58 लीटर, 58 लीटर्स टू बी प्रिसाइज। और अगर आपके पास एक एक्स्ट्रा ओवरनाइटर या केबिन बैगेज है, आप आसानी से उसे फ्रंक में रख सकते हैं।
और अगर लगेज ले जाना ही आपकी प्रायोरिटी है तो फिर द रियर सीट्स fold in 60-40 ratio, so you can increase the space, and they flat fold, so you can increase the space and carry a lot of luggage. Let's go inside. So now we are in BYD Sea Lion 7. So Mohit, what do you think of the interiors of Sea Lion?
See Mugdha, this is a very very dark interior, to be honest, for my liking. Even the roof liner is black, but the good part is it's spacious. क्योंकि कार की dimensions बड़ी हैं, wheel base बड़ा है, it is very spacious and that's what I'm liking over here.
Yeah, and of course the panoramic sunroof helps in giving you the sense of space. I also like the quality of interiors. जो भी मटेरियल यूज़ किए गए हैं सबकी क्वालिटी काफ़ी बढ़िया है. जो टच एंड फील है चारों तरफ वो बहुत बढ़िया है. एक्सपोज स्टिचेस मिल रही हैं. इट लुक्स अ प्रीमियम कैबिन.
Yeah. The only gripe I have are these door latches. They feel a little out of place for me. This center console, it's a floating type center console, so you have a lot of space. इस center console के नीचे आप एक लैपटॉप बैग या फिर आपका जो बैग होती है वो आराम से रख सकते हैं.
Yes, there is enough space to keep stuff. आर्मरेस्ट के नीचे भी जगह अच्छी है and it's cooled also. तो वहाँ पर हमने अपनी वाटर बॉटल्स आज के लिए रखी हुई थी so that we can get cool water.
But right ahead of this cup holder, there is a switch panel which also houses the transmission lever. ये भी मुझे काफ़ी ज़्यादा clean लगा क्योंकि आपको volume knob मिल जाती है. Now this is my favorite thing in modern day cars क्योंकि आजकल देखने को नहीं मिलती है. And also these switches are all knurled even for your drive modes and your region mode selector. जबकि एक बड़ा 15.6 इंच का टच स्क्रीन भी इन्होंने दिया है.
Yes, something that we have started missing are the buttons. हालांकि ये buttons भी except for the volume knob सब यहाँ पर डिजिटल हैं तो उनको ढूंढना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है तो आपको नजरें हटानी पड़ेंगी. बट एटलीस्ट यू हैव सम बटन्स इंक्लूडिंग आपको रीजन का बटन यहाँ पर मिल जाता है. तो रीजन आपको सेट करना है. 2 ही लेवल्स हैं उनको सेट करने के लिए आपको यहाँ पर ये बटन दिया गया है. दैट इज रियली हैंडी.
And Mugdha, like everybody knows, you keep forgetting to charge your phone. So they've also given a 50-watt charger over here.
That's true, and it is quick.
Yeah, and it also comes with a vent so that it's not just us who are having the coolness of the AC. The phone is also enjoying.
I think अगर वायरलेस चार्जर मिल रहा है और इसके आसपास AC वेंट नहीं है तो वो उतना ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल हो नहीं सकता बिकॉज इस गर्मी में फ़ोन गर्म होना उसकी बैटरी और ख़राब होगी. तो बेटर यही होता है कि मत ही करो उस तरह से वायरलेस चार्ज. सो आई थिंक दिस इज़ अ वेरी वेरी गुड थिंग दैट दे हैव द AC vent right next to the charging pad.
Right. And other than this wireless charger, they have also made sure कि इस गाड़ी में और भी charging ports हैं. For example, front row में आपको Type C, Type A, rear seats पर Type A, Type C. And coming back to the seats, so these seats are power adjustable. And you had a seat on the second row.
Yes, the second row. This is where the magic happens because there's a lot of space there. So much real estate is available on the second row. Leg room बहुत ही बढ़िया है. हेड रूम भी ठीक है. मेरे लिए ठीक था. अगर कोई मुझसे लंबा होगा तो उसको थोड़ी सी मुश्किल हो सकती है क्योंकि स्लोपिंग रूफ लाइन है. बट अदरवाइज यू हैव गुड अमाउंट ऑफ स्पेस. आप खुला डुला बैठते हो बिल्कुल. आई थिंक 3 लोग भी आराम से बैठ जाएंगे. और सेंटर में यहाँ पर आपको आर्मरेस्ट भी मिलता है सेकेंड रो पर और उसमें भी कप होल्डर्स दिए गए हैं. और वो जो फ्लैप ओपन होता है वो वाले कप होल्डर्स है. दे लुक क्वाइट नीट और उसका एग्जीक्यूशन भी बहुत अच्छा है. एकदम स्ट्रेट खुलता है. सीट्स आर ऑल्सो वेरी कंफर्टेबल एंड दे ऑल्सो रिक्लाइन. थोड़ा सा रिक्लाइन है उसमें तो आप अगर रिक्लाइन करके कंफर्टेबली बैठना चाहते हैं तो वो भी आप कर सकते हैं. दे आर परफोरेटेड, नॉट वेंटिलेटेड. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द फीचर्स.
So yeah, what you're getting is a 12-speaker Dyna audio system, level 2 ADAS. So it comes with a lot of features and you can see them here on the screen.
Yes, and it also gets 11 airbags.
2 more from Seal EV. But another good thing here is you're getting a driver attention warning sensor on the A-pillar. But all in all, it's a very lovely car to be honest, like in terms of the design, the way it's well put up together and everything. But the key forte here is the electric drivetrain. So it's an all-wheel drive variant that we are driving right now. And it comes with a 83.2 kWh battery pack, giving it a range of roughly 547 kilometers.
For the performance variant, it's around 542. For the premium variant, it's around 560 something.
Right. But are we getting that number?
So when we were driving in the city, the number that we were getting was 15 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. So that means around 6.5 kilometers per kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
So that will probably give you around 500 plus range, like 520, 530. But on the highway, it has dropped down to 18.2.
But I think a mixed bag of this is that you will get a range of around 500 kilometers in the city.
Comfortably above 450, which is very good range.
Yeah, that's not bad. The ride is slightly full of movements when you're on slow speeds, but once you start picking up pace, it gets really comfortable.
Yeah. On slow speeds, I think आपको वो bumps और undulations गाड़ी के अंदर ज़्यादा पता चलेंगे. बहुत uncomfortable नहीं होते क्योंकि end में थोड़ा जो bump absorb करने की suspension की capacity है वो अच्छी है, लेकिन फिर भी movement आपको पता चलता है. But speed के साथ वो भी better हो जाता है.
So I think this suspension and the mix of all-wheel drive setup will make it a good electric car for slippery situations or snowy situations, if nothing. But since it's an electric, you also have a regen mode.
You can select the regen mode right from here. There's a toggle switch here that you can use, and there are two levels. You have a standard and then high. You get a 15.6-inch touch screen जो कि अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स देती है, और इसमें एक वॉल्यूम फीडबैक भी है. तो जब आप इसको यूज़ कर रहे हैं, दैट एड्स टू द कन्वीनियंस ऑफ यूजिंग इट. और इसके साथ ही इसमें जो कनेक्शन है वो भी काफ़ी सीमलेस है. सुबह मैंने अपना फ़ोन कनेक्ट किया था, काफ़ी सीमलेसली कनेक्ट हो गया था. कई बार ये प्रॉब्लम होती है कि कनेक्शन होता है फिर फेल होता है, वही नहीं था इसमें.
And the good thing is, if you're not liking it in the landscape mode, you can rotate it to portrait mode.
Can we put it back in landscape so that हमारे फ्रेम में ना आए ये? So what's our overall opinion about BYD C-Line 7?
I think it looks good, but still lacks that wow factor that you would want from a car of around rupees 50-55 lakh rupees.
Yeah, I think that EV6 had that, right?
Right.
EV6, you looked at it and you said, wow. I think इसका जो डिज़ाइन है काफ़ी कुछ सिमिलर है, पर उतना ज़्यादा स्ट्राइकिंग नहीं है. बट
Exactly.
फिर भी ठीक है, अच्छी बड़ी गाड़ी पता चलती है ये बाहर से. और अंदर से आई थिंक फीचर्स के मामले में कोई कमी नहीं है. रियल एस्टेट, द अमाउंट ऑफ स्पेस यू गेट इन दिस कार इज जस्ट फिनोमिनल. आई थिंक इट विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग टू कंपेयर दिस कार विद BMW iX1 long wheelbase.
Yeah, I think that would be a great subject of discussion because prices गाड़ियों के सेम है, but then yeah, performance 8 सेकेंड लेती है वो 0 से 100 करने में.
बट जो कस्टमर है उसके लिए सिर्फ परफॉर्मेंस ही वैल्यू नहीं रखता, ब्रांड नेम भी वैल्यू रखता है. वेल, आज के शो में इतना ही, लेकिन एस्टन मार्टिन वांटेज के रिव्यू और ऑटो से जुड़ी तमाम खबरों के लिए बने रहिए NDTV ऑटो के साथ. अगले हफ्ते फिर मुलाकात होगी, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय.